Have you ever felt like something's missing, even when everything around you seems fine? You could be surrounded by friends, family, and achievements, yet inside, there's this deep emptiness. It's a feeling we've all experienced at some point in our lives, spiritual emptiness. And it's no surprise. We're constantly bombarded by distractions and pressures, and often, we forget to nourish the most important part of our being, our soul. This feeling of emptiness, of being spiritually lost, can be overwhelming. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay in this state. There is a way out, and it starts with taking specific, intentional actions that will guide you back to the peace you're craving. Today, we're going to talk about 3 powerful things you can do right now to fill that emptiness and reconnect with your Creator. It's not about quick fixes, but real, meaningful actions rooted in Islamic teachings that will bring lasting peace to your heart. These 3 things will strengthen your relationship with Allah and renew your sense of purpose in life. But before we move forward, take a moment to join our community here. Become part of an Islamic family built on hope, faith, and guidance. Imagine, by simply subscribing, you're registering this small deed in the sight of Allah. Let your intention to learn and grow be known to Him. So, subscribe, and let's continue this journey toward a deeper faith and stronger connection with Allah. First thing to do, turn to Allah through sincere dua. When you feel spiritually empty, the first thing you should do is turn to Allah. There's nothing more powerful than seeking His help and guidance through sincere dua. Allah is always there, waiting for you to call upon Him, no matter how far you may feel from Him. In the Quran, Allah says, "And your Lord says, 'Call upon me, I will respond to you.'" This verse is a powerful reminder that Allah is always ready to listen. Even when you feel distant or unworthy, remember that His mercy is greater than any sin or shortcoming. When you make dua, you're not just asking for things, you're connecting with your Creator. It's an intimate conversation between you and the one who knows you best. And in that moment, the weight of your worries, doubts, and fears can melt away, because you realize that you're not alone. Allah is right there, listening, understanding, and willing to guide you. One of the best times to make dua is during the last third of the night, a time when Allah descends to the lowest heaven and asks, "Is there anyone to ask me for something that I may grant it?" How incredible is it to know that during this time, Allah is waiting for you to reach out to Him. It's a time for deep reflection and sincerity in your supplications. But dua isn't just about asking for material things. Sometimes you might not even know what to ask for. When you're feeling empty, ask Allah to fill your heart with His love, to grant you peace, and to guide you back to the right path. Sometimes, simply saying, "Oh Allah, I am lost without you," is enough. Allah knows what's in your heart. If you're struggling to find the right words, try reciting short, meaningful supplications like, "My Lord, do not take me to task if I forget or make a mistake." These simple words are not just powerful, they bring a deep sense of closeness to Allah and help ease the pain in your heart. So, the next time you feel spiritually empty, take a moment to make dua. Ask Allah for His guidance, mercy, and forgiveness. Trust that He is listening and that He will answer you in the best way possible. The second thing to do today is reconnect with the Quran. The Quran is the ultimate source of guidance, and when you're feeling spiritually empty, there's no better way to fill that void than by reconnecting with its timeless words. The Quran is not just a book, it's a living, breathing guide that speaks to every soul. In the Quran, Allah says, "Surely this Quran guides to what is most upright and gives good news to the believers who do good, that they will have a mighty reward." When you recite the Quran, you're not just reading words, you're inviting the light of Allah's guidance into your heart. If you haven't been reading the Quran regularly, or if it feels like the connection is weak, this is the perfect time to start again. Set aside a few minutes each day, even if it's just 10 minutes, and make a habit of reciting the Quran. The beauty of the Quran is that it doesn't matter where you are in life. It always has something for you. If you're feeling empty, recite Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter of the Quran, which is a beautiful reminder of Allah's mercy, sovereignty, and guidance. Sometimes you might feel disconnected from the Quran, but don't let that discourage you. Even if it feels difficult at first, keep going. The Quran is not meant to be something you read just for the sake of reading. It's meant to be a reflection, a source of comfort, and a guide in all aspects of life. When you take the time to reconnect with the Quran, you'll notice a shift in your heart. The emptiness you feel will start to fade as the words of Allah fill you with peace and clarity. Allah has promised that those who recite and reflect on the Quran will find peace. As Allah says in TD Quran, "Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest." So, start today. Even if you're only able to recite a small portion of the Quran, do so with sincerity and let those words sink deep into your heart. Third things to do today. Perform acts of kindness. Sometimes, the emptiness we feel is a result of focusing too much on ourselves. We get caught up in our own struggles, desires, and worries, and forget about the needs of others. When you're feeling spiritually empty, one of the most powerful ways to heal is by performing acts of kindness. Allah encourages us to help others and to be charitable, not just with money, but with our time, attention, and energy. Allah compares acts of charity to a seed that grows into a tree with many branches. In the Quran, Allah says, "The example of those who spend their wealth in the cause of Allah is that of a grain that sprouts into 7 ears, each bearing 100 grains, and Allah multiplies the reward even more to whoever He wills. For Allah is all-bountiful, all-knowing." That means every act of kindness, no matter how small, is multiplied in the sight of Allah. You don't have to do grand things to make a difference. Helping a neighbor, giving a smile to someone who's down, or even offering a word of encouragement can go a long way in making you feel better. When you do something for someone else, you begin to shift your focus from your own struggles and open yourself up to the joy of serving others. And in doing so, you also strengthen your connection with Allah, because every good deed is a means of drawing closer to Him. If you're not sure where to start, look for someone who needs help. It could be as simple as offering a helping hand to a family member, assisting a colleague, or even donating to a cause you care about. Allah rewards every small act of kindness, and you will find that your own heart becomes lighter and your sense of emptiness begins to fade. Chapter 4. Strengthen your relationship. Through prayer. Prayer is the cornerstone of our faith. It's a direct connection between you and Allah, and it's through prayer that you find spiritual nourishment. If you're feeling spiritually empty, the solution is simple. Pray more. The 5 daily prayers are not just rituals. They're opportunities to reconnect with Allah, seek His mercy, and express gratitude for His countless blessings. Allah says, "Seek help through patience and prayer." Prayer is not just a way of seeking help. It's a way of finding peace and tranquility. Every time you stand before Allah, you are reminded of His greatness and His mercy. Salah provides a structured time throughout the day to step away from the chaos and reconnect with your purpose. If you're feeling distant from prayer, try to approach it with a new intention. Don't just rush through your salah out of habit. Take time to reflect on the meanings of the words you're reciting. Focus on your connection with Allah and seek to experience His presence in your heart. It's also helpful to make extra voluntary prayers, especially during the night. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The most beloved prayer to Allah after the obligatory ones is that a servant performs nafil prayers." Don't be hard on yourself if you miss a prayer or struggle with concentration. Just take it one step at a time, and gradually you will find that your connection to Allah through prayer becomes stronger, filling that empty space in your heart. The conclusion: feeling spiritually empty is a natural part of our journey in life. We all go through periods of doubt and uncertainty, but Allah has given us the tools to find our way back. Through sincere dua, reconnecting with the Quran, performing acts of kindness, and strengthening our relationship with prayer, we can overcome the emptiness and feel the peace that comes from knowing Allah. So, take action today. Make dua, recite the Quran, help others, and strengthen your prayer. Allah is always ready to respond to those who seek Him with sincerity. And by doing these things, you're not only filling the emptiness inside you, but you're also drawing closer to the Creator, who is the only one who can truly satisfy your soul. Before we end, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. Join our community of Muslims who are striving to please Allah. Your simple act of subscribing could be a means of increasing your knowledge, faith, and connection with Allah. Let's take this journey together toward a deeper understanding and a stronger connection with our Creator.